Hello, this is Mr. Jarrett, and in this video tutorial, we are going to be learning the Swept Boss Base tool. Sometimes people call this the sweep tool. It's the same thing. But what this does is it allows you to take a shape and it allows you to follow that shape like a closed-in shape and follow it along a path. So we're going to be opening this file that looks like an umbrella, and we're going to actually be making the handle of it. So the directions say open the file called Swept Boss Base, and then you're going to be zooming in and selecting the small circle at the end of the path to actually do this. So in SolidWorks, you can go to File Open and open up this file. You can see over here on the other side, we have a whole bunch going on to make this umbrella. But it's a lot of simple things that you've already learned, like revolve, shell, extrude. You have an axis, you have circular pattern. A lot of cool things here just to make this basic shape. So we're going to be on the Features tab. And this is a tool that's not used all the time, but it is a very unique tool that you can use. So it's a smaller symbol. So this is a Swept Boss Base. And here you can see that you want a profile, which is a closed-in shape, and a path. So this one is the profile one. So if I zoom in real close down here, I actually have that circle. Okay, and then the next one is the path. So you select the path. So it takes that shape and it follows it along that path until that path ends. Okay, so you hit the green check and it follows it. It's that simple. Okay, if I were to change that shape, so let's go over here where it says swept, and we want to find that first one, so sketch 4. Let's edit that thing. I'm going to zoom in and let's delete this circle. So instead of it being a circle, so let's just hit delete. Okay, I hit delete on my key. Let's actually make some type of polygonal shape. So I'm not going to hit Control 8 or anything. I'm just going to stay at this weird angle because if you hit Control 8, it's going to flip you upside down. So let's just stay right here and get our polygon tool. And it doesn't matter how many sides. We're not even going to make this defined. We're just going to click on that dot and just draw this out. Okay, I don't really care about the size and shape right now. I just want to show you this example. So if we hit this return button, it's going to return us from what we were just doing, and now you can see it actually updated. So it took this shape and followed it along that same path. So what this tool does is it takes whatever closed-in shape you have drawn, like a profile, and a path that's connected to it, and it just follows it along. So it's a pretty cool tool. Okay, so you can save this file if you'd like. I'm just going to close out of this and go back to the directions, and I'm going to move on to the next assignment. So in this assignment, we're once again going to be using the Swept Boss Base tool, and we're going to be making this little paperclip shape. Okay, so it shows that the origin is right here connected to the end of it, and it's just a whole bunch of arcs and curves and straight lines. Right, so we're going to, in SolidWorks, make a new part. So you can go to File, New, make a new part, and let's put this in inches, if it isn't already defaulted to that. We're going to be sketching on the front plane, and I'm just going to use my line tool and a whole bunch of arcs and then trims. So let's get our line tool, select the origin, move straight up and down, and I'm going to go straight over, straight down, a little bit over. Don't go past your origin, just go before it, back up, in again, and back down. So kind of like this zigzag shape. Then you can hit escape on your keyboard. Okay. Now I'm going to get my tangent arcs tool and click one side, bend around to the other side. So it should be tangent at both pieces. Do that here as well. Tangent again at both pieces, and then down here. And it's going to be tangent again. Now we can go and get our trim tool. Make sure it's at trim to closest, and let's just trim the insides. So a very quick and easy way of drawing this. All right. So from here, we can go ahead and start adding dimensions. And some of these dimensions you won't even need to put that are on the picture, but you'll see as we go. So this line going up is 1.375. So it's going to be defaulted to only go into 2 decimal places, but you can see over here it is 3 decimal places. If that really bothers you, you can change it so that where it says 0.12 document, you can change that to 3. So now you can see 3 decimal places. Okay. It says from this line to this line is going to be 0.75. It has this line's measurement. It's going to be 2.125. Once again, if you want to change that to 3 decimal places, you can, just so you can see it. From this line to this line is going to be 0.625, and I'll change that to 3 decimal places just to stay consistent. Okay. And then it shows from here to here is a 1/2 inch, 0.5. And it says from our origin up to this is 1 inch. So make sure you're doing vertical. You don't want to be doing an angle here. Make sure you're doing vertical. Might be easy if you just pull it over to the side. And this is going to be 1. Okay. Now this line is still blue, so we need a measurement there. So we'll click there on that line, and that's going to be 1.25. So there's a bunch of measurements. If you need to, pause this video and try to fill in all those measurements. But this is our basic sketch, so it's fully defined. Okay. So here I'm actually going to hit return. Okay, I'm going to hit return. That's that button up at the top. Go over to my features tab, and we're going to get that swept boss base. And since this is a cylinder or a round object, it's a circle that follows it, we actually don't need to draw a second sketch. So I showed you 2 ways. One where we are drawing the sketch, and we have the sketch in that demo with the umbrella. And then this one, it's just going to be following it with a circular profile. Notice how SolidWorks put that in there, because normally you use the sweep tool or the swept boss base tool with a circle. So if we select that, it already knows that this is the path, and it knows we're going to be sweeping it with a circle, and it asks us a diameter. And in the picture it says path diameter is 0.1, which is the default here. So we can hit the green check, and it's that simple. Okay. Pretty cool to make a paperclip, pretty easy to make a paperclip. So let's change our material, and this is plain carbon steel. And we can go up to evaluate mass properties, and we should be getting 0.02 pounds. If you got that, you can save this assignment and you can move on to the next one. If you didn't, you only have one sketch to go back and fix, and just see where you went wrong. Keep problem solving until you have this thing correct and complete.